Hello guys, welcome back, konbanwa, herzlich willkommen. So guys, update here on DJT, Trump Media and Technology stock, aka the Donald Trump stock. I show you here the updated charts, guys. We want to know if the short squeeze here for DJT is still active or if this is already done. There is one bad information which I have to show you, which I just found out here in the background, but of course I show you also the squeeze price levels. What needs to happen if we want to see here a continuation of the DJT short squeeze. Everything what I say here, my dear friends, is not financial advice, of course. The main purpose is to educate you in trading. That's why we dive in here into several chart techniques here for DJ fucking T. Okay, let's go guys. Let's start with the chart and let's start with the indicators. So first of all, we know that usually, or if you follow here my content for a while, you know that here the black EMA line, this is the moving averages of 200-day, and the purple EMA line is usually a very strong resistance, at least when a stock is trading below that lines here. And what we see for DJT is that we still have support on these EMA lines here, guys, which means a price between $29 and $28. I don't focus too much in my trading strategies. I don't focus too much on EMA lines. It can be very helpful, of course, to know the EMA lines and to know how to trade them, because we can see that they always act here as a resistance or support depending on the volume and the price action. But I show you now here the drawings which I use here to identify potential short squeeze levels for DJT or the resistance and support levels. So let's start with the bad news, guys. Before we start with the drawings here, I want to tell you something what happens in the background. When you see something like that, we had here very bullish volume for DJT. We had here a lot of green volume spikes. Yeah, everything was green, big short squeeze, and then suddenly, I mean, it's not a surprise because of the price level. When I show you the resistance level, you will understand it, or if you have seen my previous videos, you already know that. But what we can see here that we now have here very big red volume spikes. So why is that, guys? Yeah, I made some research here in the background. I checked Fintel, and we have, as we know, a very high short interest for DJT. So it's a high shorted stock. That means the short sellers are not happy with the actual price, and this is of course one of the reasons why we could see here a very big short squeeze for DJT. The problem is, guys, in my opinion, in my experience here as a trader, I have many years and thousands, 10,000s of hours experience with trading, and usually when you have a very high short interest, the chance for a short squeeze that really short sellers get squeezed out of their positions is not too high. I mean, we had here over 350% squeeze for DJT since my video release here, but the problem is that if we want to see a short squeeze, that means that short sellers have to close their positions, and that of course would cause the price to run up much higher. Yeah, but the potential is there. But what I don't like, and this is what I want to share with you here in this video. So when we zoom out, guys, the last reported float for DJT, you can see that it's just came just in here on Monday. That is the publication date. The settlement date is end of October. The publication date is the 11th of November, and that is saying that the float is 64 million shares. We had a float of 46 million shares. Then they started to dilute the stock. We had a float of 64 million shares. Don't forget, that was by the end of October. Yeah, end of October was here, guys. You can see exactly by the end of October here, the big fat red candles kicked in. Yeah, here the volume candles. So when we switch back now and check what the actual float is based on the calculation of Fintel, it's not reported, guys. It's calculated by Fintel. They say that the float is now 86 million shares, and that would mean that here by starting November, DJT diluted the stock again. And what does that mean, guys? Dilution is not in favor for a squeeze. More shares are available, more shares available officially in the float, more shares available officially to short, and every time when the short sellers have official shares to short, they can also use and create synthetic shares. I cannot prove that, guys. It is just my experience which I had here, and that's why I also can predict here some short squeezes. If you know how they settle those failed to delivers or there's synthetic shares, then you know also where these squeezes will happen. And as you know, guys, that was my video release here where I said I expect the squeeze to happen here was the 25th of September. And yes, we had a short squeeze since I released my video when we catch here now the all-time low Then we had, of course, here a squeeze of 364%, even a little bit more in the 4 hours chart, almost 400%. This is a short squeeze, don't get me wrong, but this is not like short sellers got forced to close their positions. Yeah, the short sellers are still very, very active here. We can see that they even loaded up some shorts. I think they covered here just almost 3 million shares they covered here with this move. But now, since the float is bigger, they're also loading up again shares, and that's why the short interest is not really decreasing, it's even increasing, guys. Yeah, so keep that in mind. Yeah, my drawings, guys, as I said, we have here some support maybe on the EMA lines, but I don't focus too much on the EMA lines. I show you here what I think should happen next if we want to see a short squeeze. Before I do that, guys, while I'm doing this video, 2 of my hot stocks are squeezing. As you know, I release every Sunday my hot stocks, guys, very important, yeah. These tickers here are my personal finest selection of short squeeze stocks, and today 2 of these tickers are squeezing. I just released that on Sunday last week, and I try to predict short squeezes every time when I release a hot stock video here. That means that I expect those tickers to squeeze in the very few next days, yeah. As I said, just 2 short squeezes are happening right now. Last week we had also here a 113% squeeze after my video release, of course, and the biggest squeezes here in October and September has this one here, 854% short squeeze 1 day after my video release, and the September one was even bigger, 1400% after my video release, guys. Yeah, there is no guarantee, of course, guys, there is no guarantee, but I give my best to predict short squeezes here. If you want to see my hidden short squeeze stocks, guys, which you usually don't find here on YouTube, I think nobody's talking about them, then you can join here our trading community. The most popular membership which I have is the full package membership on Patreon. You can see all the member benefits here, guys, and when you click the info icon here in the corner, then you get access to the Patreon member link, guys. Everybody's welcome. We're growing every day. Take your chance and become a part of our growing community here. So DJT, guys, what's the game plan for DJT? Yeah, nothing changed. My chart is always the same. I never change or adjust my chart and price goals. You can also see my Mullen video. I predicted already the squeeze by the end of October. Mullen squeezed, by the way, 114% and maybe continue to squeeze today. And I already predicted all the price levels by the end of October. And for DJT, guys, the situation is that we have this bearish liquidity zone. Honestly, I think this is the only resistance we have. Of course, $50 is a very strong resistance. Yeah, as I said, the big selling volume kicked in here. Maybe this is because DJT dumping new shares into the market when the price reached $50. That could be one of the reasons why they diluted the stock right now. Please make your own due diligence on that. I didn't invest too much time in that now, but we can see that the volume profile started to turn red as soon as we hit $50, and $50 is and has been always my biggest resistance for DJT. When DJT squeeze over $50, guys, then we can talk here about a short squeeze, yeah, and can see much higher price levels when we just see the history of the stock. Sorry, I will disable the indicators again. So you can see $76, $89 are the next price goals. So that is almost again here increasement of 80 to 100%, depending here on the buy-in price. Of course, from the actual price here, we have a squeeze potential of 190% and more. And as I said, the thing is, as soon as we squeeze over $89, then we are here in the nowhere's land or the no man's land, guys. So here can happen anything. We could even create new all-time highs. But this video is not to hype you up, guys. Yeah, I want to show you the chart information here, and based on the chart, yeah, the main resistance which we have here is this red box. I will extend that a little bit here. Everything, guys, between $33.34 and $37.32 is the main resistance for DJT. We have this white algo trend line here which is supporting the price. I said that already. When we find support here, we see a squeeze. Sorry, I turned again my PlayStation on. That happened also in the last video. I'm sorry, guys. That's really not intentional. And yeah, this is what I want to see. I want to see that we regain strength, that we come back over this white trend line, and especially over $37, guys. Very important. There is one small resistance here. Yeah, I will draw a very slight line. I don't want to overload this chart here. There is one very slight resistance. I would say here, yeah, at 50, I would say here, guys, $44. There is a potential resistance waiting here. So this could be also one of the showstoppers, but technically we should not fall below $23, guys. If we fall below $23, it is of course possible that we see here a small bounce back to $35 or even a little bit higher, and that is also a nice swing trade. But then in my opinion, guys, the squeeze is done. Yeah, I'm very honest with you. I think the squeeze is done. We have to regain very quick now back over $37 here if we want to see a continuation of the short squeeze. As I said, yeah, the red volume here and the dilution is not in favor for a squeeze. Even the float is still low. 64 million is okay. If this is true now, 86 million, guys, this is even bigger. And we never had such a big float for DJT. Everything what we see here is based on the 2024. I don't remember what was the float here for DWAC when the ticker traded here, and we had this all-time high at $175. But as I said, the float is of course not ultra big, ultra high, but also of course dilution is not in favor for a squeeze. This is the game plan, guys. Yeah, this is what I can tell you. This is these are the price levels which I'm watching out for. So everything over $37 is bullish, yeah, but very, very bullish is everything over $50, guys. Then we can expect a short squeeze here. And besides that, the last point of support, in my opinion, before we really start to dump off, then you see some zigzag like this, yeah, some bear steps here, then we bounce like this, then we come down, bounce like this, come down, and so on, is $23.84 here, the pink line in my chart, guys. Yeah, if you want to copy the price levels here for DJT, then you can of course pause the video right now. Everything what you see here is based on TradingView. This is the software which I'm using for all my videos, guys, and for all my trades. And if you also want to get advantage here, I can offer you a discount link for TradingView. You save $15 if you use my discount link. When you click here the info icon in the corner, you get access to this TradingView discount link, guys. And I always recommend the premium tier. This is good for beginners and advanced traders. My dear friends, that was my update on DJT. I hope you liked this content. I hope you could learn something. If you don't want to miss any updates, and if you like this content here, guys, then please hit the like and subscribe button right now. I would really appreciate that. I thank you for your time and see you in the next video. Arigato gozaimasu, vielen Dank, alles Gute, viel Erfolg mit DJT und bis bald. Take care. Bye bye, guys.